Okay, so I did an hour-long reading, probably about an hour, 'cause it's usually about that now, about a lot of things, okay? I put it on my community tab, what I touched base on. I don't feel like it's appropriate to just go back and talk about that even more. I just surrendered, like, my frustration of making an hour-long video and only having, like, 14 minutes of it, right? I went in depth about why I had dropped out of school and things about that, like, because the reading was based upon self-sabotage. But go onto my community page and I let you know in, like, point form and, like, capital letters what was really important in that reading, but I'm not going to go and repeat myself because you'll see it elsewhere, okay? Other things have picked it up. I'm going to turn the heater off. And how I was able to get myself back up, what kind of made me make the impulse decision to go back to school and finish that out and stuff like that, like how to make better decisions and what they might look like or feel like, and a bunch of other things. But on my community tab there is a post and it'll point out all the important things about it. There's way more, and it was really in depth, and I was like in the flow, man, channeling hard and like flowing with it, right? But like those are the ones that always get affected like that, okay? Because I can see it in like a negative sense where the devil's tricky, but I can also see it in a positive sense where I'm supposed to give that frustration to God and let him handle it, okay? My phone doesn't keep a charge. Honestly, I have to keep it charged every time I do a reading, because every time I do a reading, my battery, it gets the life sucked out of it, okay? My battery will like drain really fast while I'm in a reading, just so that my phone can die. And it's a form of sabotage. Like, I already know what it is, but I just give my frustration to God, and I put it all in point form. I even put the herb of the day in there, okay? Just to get your guys' own wheel, your own intuition rolling on the subject of this morning. It's over on the community tab. And then I was really frustrated because I'm like, oh, that was really, really good reading. And I like had a heart-to-heart about like self-sabotage that I've done. And one of the really prominent ones in my life were like really affected me, right? One of them. Okay, so I meditated and I ate breakfast and other things started like pouring in. And it was like full of passion. Okay. And then I've been getting Beauty and the Beast. Okay. I've been seeing that a lot this morning. Okay. And there's like a lot of things leading to like this beast within this beast. I was also getting turning the beauty into a beast, okay, with like beauty spells to be able to attack one's beauty, okay, that will no longer work. And I was speaking about this earlier. Whenever I think of like manipulation or dark magic or like any sort of negative manipulation, I always think of what could that karma look like? What would that karma look like? Okay, so turning the beauty into the beast. If you're doing beauty spells on someone, expect to age fast. Expect to like whatever you think is beautiful, okay, the opposite of beautiful, expect that in your life. Okay. Or have it hit your kids or whatever, right? Like, it's just, I don't fuck with spells ever. Okay? Because I know the negative kickback when people like end up breaking that spell or empowering themselves, thus breaking the spell. Because I've broken so many spells. I've broken so many spells just by self-empowerment and healing. Okay? And then I was also getting, wow, the beauty is a beast. Like, that beauty is a beast, man. That beauty is a beast, okay? If you get the vibe with that, is like, damn. I'm getting like some sort of like fearlessness, or like some sort of boldness, like a fucking beast, man. That beauty is a beast. I'm getting like fiery. And then I was also getting like big things come in little packages, and then I was getting something like going boom. So it's like something detonating, like a little package. And it was also to do with this beauty in the beast thing, where it's like that came in like that little thing is so powerful. How does all that power fit in one little being? Right? A human. Big things come in little packages. Or it's like little packages that are made into like, that's a moneymaker. It's a moneymaker, but it's like a little package. And all of this is backed by like fiery passion, right? Okay, and then I was also getting the beauty within the beast. Okay, so being able to overlook any sort of like, say that person's like, you're not attracted to that person, or say that you are attracted to that person, but it's not what you see in them. Okay, it's actually deeper than that. It's like not only am I attracted to you, I'm attracted to like who you are as an individual on the inside to a core level. Okay, so the beauty within the beast. Or like, you are beautiful, but you're a beast. Like, it could be like intimidating, but like admirable. Like, it's just, people don't know what to expect. But the beauty in it is like undeniable. And then I was also getting beauty within someone. The beauty that's within someone brings the beast out in someone else. So this is kind of like your light irritates somebody's demons. Or this is also something like someone seeing the beauty within the beast in you is like, they want to like ravage you in like, yes, I don't know where it is though, so you're going to have to find it. Okay? Okay, shut the door. And like, by ravage, I mean like sexual chemistry. Okay, and then I was just getting so much off of Beauty and the Beast. And the Beast. Somebody sees you like as like an opportunity for finance. Opportunity to finance. Like, the ideas that you create, the ideas that you create are like gold. They see it as like a gold. Okay. Somebody manipulated a will. And that's why they decide to bring this beast into your life. But then it's like you became the beast. Okay? Through transmutation of energy. Okay, it's like you took that energy and made it your bitch. Thus this opportunity, thus this will creatively coming back to you from you standing in your power when it came to this beast. And when it came to channeling your inner beast. But like with grace, right? With grace. And that's like hence the beauty in it all. The beauty within. So this tower moment that they want to create, okay, around your creativity, that's not going to work. Like the toxicity, the devils that they try to have in your life are the same devils that are going to defeat them. And that's the beauty in it, backed with passion. And that's why we don't fuck around. Another man's trash is another man's treasure. And now this person all of a sudden wants to be obsessed and all of a sudden wants everything and all of a sudden wants what? Mind your business. Mind your business. Like you got no business, right? Okay, so there's something about like somebody wants to be like an extension of what you create. Or I'm getting like, there's like readers, real readers are supposed to listen to other real readers to be able to extend readings. So like say if I bring up passion, okay, or like some like little things come in, big things come in small packages. Real readers that listen to me are supposed to take messages because they know I'm connected and they know they're connected. We're supposed to be like working off each other to further get a bigger picture. Okay? But that's hard to do if you're like listening to people who aren't, who don't have the same goal. Who don't have the same goal of allowing people to be like self-aware. This person neglected you and you ended out a cycle, and that's why they're so obsessed and pissed. They thought if they surrounded you and had endings for you, then you deny all these offer, but really you ended up denying them and ending things out with them because they're so fucking toxic. Like who does that? Who does that? And you had strength, the beast, man. And this is going to be bringing you an offer because like you bring out the beast in someone, like they want to ravish. Yes. Yes. Okay, like physical, I'm hearing physical education. Okay, physical education. I mean sexual education. Wellness program, like they feel like you're too well to be able to dabble in their toxicity and all they can do is watch and spy and be left out. Then like the way that you can like avoid that from happening is just to stop watching. Yeah, like pissed because I don't want to be left out in the cold. And why did you leave this person out in the cold? Then why did you neglect this person? Then why did you attack this person? Then why did you try to have like vengeance in this person's life for no reason? Why were you like stalking, lurking, attacking at any point you could have? Why? I don't fucking know. You got a mental illness. You want to hold on to this money, that's why. Because you're greedy. Because you're greedy. In sexual matters, in money matters, in what? Anything you can overindulge in, really. Greedy. It's a greedy person. You wanted to gatekeep somebody's energy. You wanted to gatekeep somebody's energy and make them look unstable in order to take their finances. Yeah, to take action. Okay, but this just shows your instability and your greed. That's all it does. You're waiting. Waiting. I mean, waiting. There's some sort of confirmation of a legal address, okay? A illegal address, and a legal address. Okay, and then there's something significant about Thursday, the 7th of March, the 7th of March. In anxiety, crying over spilt milk. This is fucking dark. This is like deep depression. Deep depression. Touché. Deep depression. In anxiety because you brought upon what? Grief in someone's life, loss in someone's life. Someone regrets even ever being a part of what they were with you. They see this as a very toxic situation. There's nothing good upon this situation. It's not like they ever say anything good about this situation because it wasn't ever good. And you made it that way. You made it that way. You and your lovers. You and your lovers made it that way. It's like, fucking move on. Okay, and then there's also something about making arrangements or making transportation arrangements when it comes to driving to court. Or making certain arrangements 24 hours prior to going to court. Okay, or it's like a trip. Somebody's traveling to go to court. Somebody has to travel to go to court. Make sure you make arrangements 24 hours prior. Like, get your shit in order, okay? Because you could be going to jail straight from the courthouse. You'll be going to jail straight from the courthouse. Could be a family member who pretended to be you. Or family who portrayed you to be not nurturing. Family who portrayed you to be what? This is a fucking terrible person. This is like a wonderful person. This is a fucking terrible person. Manipulative. Dark empath. Uses shit against people. Uses kids to retaliate. Shit like that. Really sick shit. Toxic. Emotionally unstable. Irate. Violent. Delusional. Unable to attain anything, sort of lessons in life. This is a fucking terrible person that this family portrayed you to be. This family portrayed you to be evil. Evil. This is the message they conveyed. Okay? You'll go to prison for this. You'll go to prison for that. For trying to entrap someone. For trying to entrap someone, one amongst other things. Let me read these other things. Okay? Involving certain elements of risk and injury. Okay, includes but not limited to. Okay, there's more than this. It's more than this. Sprains, breaks, cuts, scrapes, fractures, contusions, concussions, frostbite, hypothermia.
I can't find that. Can you please give me?
No, you go ask Parker because I'm not looking for the iPad for you guys anymore. Go upstairs. He's upstairs. Ask him to help you. Say, Mommy said. I kept my kids home today because they're stuffy. Okay, so like illness. You want people not to be able to see eye to eye with this person. So you set it up in a way that this could happen. Okay, and of course they believe you. That's their family. You're supposed to love this person. Okay, you're supposed to actually care about this person. So when you're acting upset and making the free-willing choice to like portray this person of your family in a certain way to others, outsiders, of course they're going to believe you. Of course they're going to believe you. Especially when they're getting attacked and they're not able to go outside of themselves for help, right? Like, that's fucked up. Anyways. Any possible injuries associated with travel, okay? Because there's certain vehicle tampering, including whiplash, head injuries, back injuries, neck and shoulder injuries, bruises, cuts, broken bones, sprains and strains, concussions, internal injuries, cuts and bruises, sprains, strains, emotional distress. They put that twice, okay. Emotional distress, malfunction of the vehicle causing accidents, okay, or choking and allergic reaction to food, okay. Poisoning, okay, there's poisonings. There was, what else was there? Using vehicles as a weapon. There's so many things. There's so many things. Money aside, right? Like pain and suffering. Like the adding this statement includes but is not limited to is very important, okay? Because you can take a deep dive in any direction and have an endless list of risks that this put everybody in, especially me and my little family, okay? So if this is like towards, if you are being rising above being targeted, okay, this message is for you. Okay, and then also, this is like a field trip form, right, for my kids. And I just ended up writing all the downloads on it. And then I started reading it and underlining what popped out to me, right? And that's why like the creativity of this, okay, is endless. And that's why like when my video got cut short this morning, something just pops into my head and I write it down, and then the creativity within me gets a message from anything. From anything. I'm like, oh, that's relevant. Oh, that's relevant. Oh, that's relevant. Come in.
Mom, Parker didn't know.
I'll be right back. Okay, so I was getting like a powerhouse. Something about a powerhouse. Or the power, I'm getting willpower, or a house, or a will and a house. But like somebody is a powerhouse. And then someone is like some sort of like self-mastery where like somebody works with ascendant masters. Or somebody could be going to get their masters. A master's degree. Angel number 717. Angel number 717. It's a fucking powerhouse. It's a powerhouse. That is a powerhouse. Like intuitive guidance upon business matters, right? How couldn't that be a powerhouse? How could that not be a powerhouse when you know things, when you can look into certain things? People are burdened that you're a powerhouse because they wanted you to move into situations that they like, the community wanted you to be able to be looking at depression, defeat, being weighed down by the actions that they took, and then being light off of what? Your money. But you're too much of a powerhouse. You already know. It's like nothing that you have to explain to anyone because they already know as well. It's like you know and I know what you fucking did. Okay? That's just it. And so does God and the Ascendant Masters.
Mom,
Do you have to pee?
there's no charger.
Okay, go pee. Hey.
Okay.
He wasn't going to listen. I was going to tell him where the charger was. But he shut the door. I was like, go pee. And he thought that's all I had to say, so he shut the door. These people from the past are burdened because now you're successful. They didn't give credit where credit was due when it came to your predictions. And like now that you have a certain success, it's burdensome for these people because they tried to have burdens weigh on you, this community, with your finances. And now that you're getting this message of your finances for choosing the right path and like pain and suffering too, right? These people want to come back all of a sudden. These people want to come in with passion all of a sudden. These people all of a sudden want to fight for your right. No. Like, no, actually, you're going to jail. No, actually, you're going to prison. Or they're like mentally trapped because they're like afraid that they're going to go to prison. They're like surrounded. They're being watched. As somebody was watching someone and their predictions and using it to burden them and lead them down a certain path of depression, okay? And they were riding on this person's finances and holding themselves in high honor on their fucking high horse, okay? These people from the past, okay? These people from the past, I'm getting like someone in like uniform, man, SWAT. Someone's going to come pick up these past people. Like these past people that had this happen in your life are going to jail. Okay, and that's why I was getting the transportation and get your shit in order before 24 hours before court. If you got a document to go to court, if you're being charged. People are lying to their lawyers. People are lying to their lawyers. But it's like as you were watching someone, people were watching you. So it doesn't matter how much you deny and lie. It just makes you look that much more delusional. Okay, in what you did, okay, and what your story is. You look like a complete hypocrite. You look like a complete hypocrite as if you victimize yourself when you victimize someone else.
Mama, then pee.
Good job. Okay.
Find the charger now.
Parker has it upstairs in Grandma's room. But it's like you were victimizing someone else, but they empowered themselves. So there's like no victim here. Other than you crying to your lawyer, lying to your lawyer. I have so many cups out here now. I need to bring those in. Oh, I have 4 mugs out here. So I'm getting mug shot. A mug shot. Okay, I'm going to do a herb. Buckthorn or Cascara sangrata. Cascara, also called buckthorn, works by stimulating the lining of the upper intestines to improve normal bowel function. Someone could be constipated. It is one of the nature's milder laxatives and is effective against chronic constipation. Possible benefits: relieves constipation overnight. How to use it: take 1 to 3 capsules or tablets daily. Caution: extensive dose can cause cramps and diarrhea. Do not use during pregnancy. Personal advice: in my many years as a pharmacist, I have found that the bark from the California buckthorn is still the most effective laxative known. Buckthorn. Okay, I'm just going to do a random page. Psychic thinking isn't wisdom. Okay, let's read this. Like the names, the titles to these sections in this book are really like off-putting, right? It'll sound like false because they're introducing another idea. Okay, because I read that there's no such thing as self-sabotage, and it just went in depth about the idea of self-sabotage. So don't take that as truth, the name of it, okay? It's meant to put you off guard, to look for scrutiny, to look for something to pick out that's wrong, just the title, but then it goes in depth about being psychic, and it goes in depth about wisdom, okay? So, like, I was taken back to when I saw, like, what it said in the little identifying the difference between instinct and fear. It's meant to catch you, okay? It's meant to, like, intrigue you, to be like, all right, I gotta fucking read this. Like, go on. I'm listening, right? To get your brain thinking. Because, yeah, I don't know. I got really thrown off by that this morning, and I'm like, I better fucking read this. I better read this. Okay. When we talk about psychic thinking, we're not referring to palm reading. Clear that. We're not referring to palm reading, neon sign, advertised occultist professionals who you can hire to evaluate your energy and predict your future. Psychic thinking is far more insidious than that. Psychic thinking is assuming that you know what somebody else is thinking or what they intend to do. It is assuming that the least likely outcome is most viable outcome because you feel it most strongly. It is believed that you have missed out on another life, a path you did not choose, that you were possibly more meant for. It is believing that the person with whom you've had the most electric connection is the most ideal life partner. Of course, the way other people see us is dynamic. Their thoughts, feelings, and intentions are largely, if not entirely, unknown to us. The least likely outcome is just that. The least likely outcome. There is no such thing as the path we could have taken, only the projection of our needs and desires onto another fanistical idea that what our lives might be. Electric connection is not always soulmateship. Love and compatibility are not the same thing. Okay. Psychic thinking detaches us from reality. In a place of logic, we put emotions, ones that are often incorrect, unreliable, and wholly biased towards what we want to believe. I can already tell that, like, this person, like, is, like, just trying to bring people back to reality too, right? But there's, like, a difference between, like, being brought to reality because, like, of a fantasy state, and then being brought to reality, like, being brought back to reality, but also, like, having intentions and, like, visions for the future, right? But also being, like, she's trying to explain how to be aware of where you're at and not living in, like, a false reality. Because then it's false. It's faulty. This is where, like, obsession and, like, really tormented shit can grow, okay, is like thinking something that's not real, or thinking something that could be real but isn't the reality of what's now. Okay? It's like you have to be aware of where you're at so that you can envision where you can be. Hi.
Papa never gives me the charge.
I'll be right back. Okay, Adrian, I'm going to get it for you, but okay. I'm getting Saskatchewan prison. Saskatchewan prison? Somebody could be waiting. Something about waiting, but they're in prison. Or at least they feel like they're in prison. Okay. This is like also where like irrational fears come from, right? Like things that just don't make any sense when you're not living in reality. Beyond being inconveniencing, psychic thinking is absolutely terrible for your mental health. Yeah. Psychic thinking breeds anxiety and depression. It's not just that something scares or upsets us. It's that we believe that we thought must not only be real, but predictive of future events. So it's like, if you aren't in tune with your intuition, don't pretend like you're a psychic. You'll fucking like have like fear, anxiety, depression, whatever, right? If you're not in tune with your intuition, you probably shouldn't even be listening to readings, because you're not getting the message, okay? You're just believing whatever you're listening to, right? Wholeheartedly, when that should just be a message of what to take back to your higher self in order to realize what's real for you, because what's real for you isn't real for someone else. Exactly, because we're all unique, okay? What's real for me isn't always real for you. Okay, you have to be able to take the information that I give you, process it with your higher self to intuitively know what's for you and what isn't, right? Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of stress, anxiety, fear. That is irrational because it's not even reality to begin with. Instead of feeling like we are having a down day, psychic thinking makes us assume that we're having a terrible life. We heard trust yourself. Then we began to liken ourselves into oracles. Then when a particularly triggering thought or feeling passes through us, it must indicate that there's something more to come. Indeed, psychic thinking as a whole has begun taking an entirely new light because of popularity of pop psychology dating back to the 50s and 60s. Trust yourself. The gurus told you deep down, you know the truth. But that is true. Deep down, you do know the truth. Okay? But you're not supposed to go outside yourself to find it. You're not supposed to like take yourself out of character to find it. You're not supposed to like make shit up in order to find it. But that is true. But it could be interpreted, you know what I mean? In a different way. Like it could be presented in a different way. Okay, if you're not aligned, okay? It could stem into mental illness, especially if you're dabbling into dark magic. Of course, it can be fueled. Okay? This is valid. Your intestines are literally connected to the stem of your brain. The bacteria in your stomach respond to the subconscious intelligent awareness faster than your mind can. This is why your gut, indeed correct on the instinct. But when this advice is given to people who cannot differentiate the gut feeling from fear or passing thought that has no bearing on reality of their lives as a whole, it becomes a dangerous practice in which they become completely stuck and limited because they assume that their random feelings are real. And then not only real, but prediction for what's to come. So it's like, unless you really know, be careful. Okay? Come back to reality. Okay? Unless you know it to be true, like real time, like this happens to a lot of karmic readers. And why they quit tarot and call it the devil, right? Or they quit something and call it evil. Okay? I've picked up on karmic readers who call tarot evil because they were introduced to tarot and started dabbling in dark arts. So with this altered mindset of what reality was and what reality actually is, backed by their dark magic that they were dabbling in at the same time as they got into tarot, it allowed them to believe that tarot was evil. And it's not. Okay? They were being evil and it got projected back onto them. So she has a valid point here. Psychic thinking is nothing more than a series of cognitive biases to a certain extent. Okay, obviously that this person isn't an intuitive, but she has she has gifts, obviously. Smart. I'm hearing that she's smart. The most prominent of which are the following. Confirmation. At any moment in time, your brain is inundated with stimuli to help process. Your conscious mind is aware about 10% of it or less. Your subconscious mind is still paying attention, logging away information you might one day need. However, what determines what makes it to that 10% of your conscious awareness has a lot to do with what we already believe. Our brains are literally working to filter out information that does not support our pre-existing ideas. And then to draw our attention to information that does. This means that we are subject to a confirmation bias. Which is that we literally seek out and sort through stimuli that supports what we want to think. Okay, so you can only imagine how open-minded an intuitive is, right? If it's like confirmation bias. If it's confirmation bias, it means that they have an open mind. Okay? A huge belief system. Okay? So it means like anyone can become it. Extrapolation. Extrapolation is when we take our current circumstances and then project them out into the future. Ryan Holiday says it best. This moment is not my life, it's a moment in my life. Extrapolation makes us think that we are the sum of our past or current experiences, that whatever stressors or anxieties we are currently experiencing are ones that we will grapple with for the rest of our lives. That is not true. It's a choice, a free-willing choice. Unable to see through the problem at hand, we assume it will never be resolved itself. Unfortunately, this can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If we are so easily defeated and exhausted by the idea that we will never get over our problems, then we will make it more likely that we will hang on to them instead of logically trying to resolve them for a lot more time than is actually necessary. Spotlighting. Everyone thinks that the world revolves around them. No, they don't. This is like kind of like I don't like the way she like leads into things, but then I read it all and I'm like, okay, that had some sense to it. So I'm going to stop reading this because I'm bored of that. I'm bored of the introduction that's like, why did you have to start it like that? Why'd you have to start it like that? Like, interesting, but why did you have to start it like that? Unnecessaries. Somebody has troubles with anemia and their joints, like arthritis, okay? You're supposed to be eating more asparagus and leafy greens. You lack asparagus and leafy greens. I'm getting boastful and arrogant. Boastful and arrogant about breaking your heart. Boastful and arrogant about breaking your heart and involving third parties. Yes. Yes. Yes, lay them to rest or put them in jail. That was the message. It was the message. I don't feel like reading cards today, honestly. So have a good day. I'm going to take the day off because I want to. Okay. Investments and a house. Discovery. Okay, have a good day, people.